Alright, y'all. I'm gonna kick this off. Ending my Saw October reviews. And this is the trilogy. I done said it once, I done said it twice. The first horror franchise, in my opinion, with three straight classics. And I'm continuing with the third of that installment. Saw 3 review. Now, I'm not going to get deep into the backstory of how the movie was made like I did 1 and 2. I'm getting straight into the movie, the plot, the synopsis, the characters. Now, I'm going to start off again with the star-studded cast because, I mean, these casts are pretty good just simply because of Jigsaw. We got Tobin Bell as Jigsaw. We got Shawnee Smith as Amanda Young, his number one apprentice, Ace Boone Coon. Then we got, I'm not gonna name all of the characters from the traps. I'm just gonna name the main and protagonists of the traps, which is Bahari Samiki, that's Lynn Denlin, and Augustus McFadden, that's Jeff Reinhardt. Now, if you know anything about the franchise, Jeff is one of those people who is just like eye popping to the fan base because of the choices and decisions he make. But I'm going to get all into that in a minute. Let me throw a shout out to the writing, director, producing crew. Again, these crews are unlike most franchise where it's different producers, different writers, different screenwriters, rewrites. This franchise can be convoluted in a way if you want to really, really be honest. But for the most part, everything is on par. The timelines, all of that. Some retcons got to happen, of course. But when it's the same writers and producers, they know how to easily fix that. James Wan, Lee Winnell, who played Adam. We got Greg Hoffman, Mark Burns, and Daryl Lynn Bousman. These people have had something to do with every movie in the franchise, from 1 to 3D to Spiral and Book of Saw, everything. Now, this right here is straightforward. Y'all seen my review of 1 and 2. This one that's one thing I like about the franchise. 1 to 2 to 3 are completely different feels to the movie. Now we pick up with 3 where we left off in 2. This, and I gotta make a correction real quick from a Saw 2 review I just did a couple days ago. I said that was 6 months later from Saw 2 to 1, when really it was more like a month. And also, it's a moment in a movie where I didn't mention about the final game when I said the boy was in the safe, secure spot. He was locked up in the safe vault where he was inside of the room the whole time because Jigsaw rigged this game to where everything that we was watching during the game was really pre-recorded. So he basically recorded the game, and when the cops arrive, they think they watching live feed. So I said in that video, they sent the SWAT team off to a different location. That was where the feed came from, while Jigsaw and Detective Matthews went to the actual gas house. Once they start realizing what's happening, Carrie, when the SWAT team got there, they said, damn, ain't nobody here. She like, I don't see y'all on the monitors anyway. She pressed play and realized it's not live. That was also the twist besides Amanda. I just had to get that out the way because I know people who know the franchise can be like, I didn't bring that up. And I should have re-edited and did it over because I realized I was thinking about mentioning it the whole time. It just didn't come out because how I be rambling. Now let's get into Saw 3. Smoke break. Motherfucking Jeff. Now, I'm going to be honest. I don't care how you feel about Jeff in these tests, in these games. He really didn't have a real reason to be even involved in this. Because like I said, Saw 2, 3, start having characters where they kind of deserve to be in the test, and some of them motherfucking damn show deserve to be in these tests. Killing babies like Jill Tuck, Cecil. He robbed the drugstore and smashed her stomach against the thing, and she had a miscarriage. Like some pieces of shit like that. Hoffman's Cecil Baxter sliced the lady's throat and killed her. Like, some people ended up getting in traps that deserved it. But early in the franchise, every test subject was subjective to how Jigsaw felt. Meaning, whether it was a light sin or not, he testing you. In the later films, these all was pieces of shit who deserved it. But this is where it's kind of like fickle at best, because Jeff is basically a normal man, normal father, having a normal life. He got a wife. He is the normal worker. Nothing abnormal. He ain't shady. He ain't aggressive. Nothing. He's a normal man from all accounts. Until one tragic day of his life that I pray nobody, even my enemy, I wouldn't want this to happen to. You know how people say, I wouldn't wish this on my enemy? It's some things I do wish on my enemy. But this is one of them I don't wish on even my enemy, is to watch your son die. I don't care if it's natural, cancer, accident, car crash, whatever. This is something you don't want to do. Outlive your child. So they at the park chilling, him and his son, bonding, father-son day. This drunk driver come through the road, hit his son, kill him. So this is Jeff's life-changing moment. From this point on, he's a shell of himself. He's depressed. He do get kind of like standoffish with his wife, which causes her to do her reactions how she react. You know what I'm saying? Falling back, working more, and all this going on. They got a daughter that they both sort of kind of neglecting simply because of the tragedy of the son's loss. So now I'm going to kick the movie off like I did with the first one, with the Venus flytrap. This movie starts off with a trap, and this shit vicious. I remember seeing this at the movies thinking, now this getting to a point where how the fuck he supposed to get this out? Because you always put yourself in a trap like, I'd have did that different, I'd have did that different. Some traps no matter what you thinking about yourself or what you might do, you dead. Because like I said, these ain't 50-50 situations. Some traps easier than others, but some is basically an 80% death rate, meaning 8 out of 10 people finna die in this particular trap. And this right here was 100% death because it was technically rigged. They got this dude, Troy. He a jail kind of guy. Like, his whole life, he been in jail, in and out, prisons, juvenile to his adult years. So his test is to finally break the shackles that bind him through his life. They got him in a basically a classroom, abandoned school classroom. They got chains barred through his skin for every, like, from his Achilles to his knee, to his thigh, to his arm, to his shoulder, to his jaw. They got a big ass like O-ring chain in his mouth where he would have to rip it out. So throughout his test, it's simple. Get all these shackles off you that's gonna rip your skin up and up into your mouth. You looking at that like this is fucking unfair. You know he ain't gonna get through it. And then he got like 5 minutes to do. You might watch this on YouTube, how to beat saw traps, and they try to make up some dumb shit. Like, you could do this, you could do that. That's fugazi. Don't believe them YouTubers. Because if you in this situation, you ain't got the hindsight of watching a movie and knowing. If you dead smack in that situation with 3 or 4 minutes to do it, you dead. So all them YouTubers, go to hell. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Getting on to the story now. I don't know how Jeff got on Jigsaw or Amanda's radar, but somehow he have. He's depressed. He's neglecting his daughter. He ain't in neglect like leaving her home alone or she getting hurt because he ain't watching her. He just ain't as on his square as he was before his son died. Excuse me. Totally understandable, to be honest. But now let's get into the games. They showing a little backstory about him and this and that, showing him like going crazy at night, drinking, you know what I'm saying, having visuals of killing the man who ran his son over, all of that. Then they pan to the basically second and protagonist main character, Dr. Lynn Denlin. She coming to the hospital. First, She have a little sex scene with her little boyfriend or whatever. Then he like, I want a divorce. You like, damn, he fucked her and left her, whatever. You don't care about nothing. You just paying attention because it's a Saw movie, but you trying to get to the shit. Because this 3 movies in, we know what we here for. So she go to the doctor to work. You know what I'm saying? She work in the ER. She a hell of a doctor. All the doctors having a kid who just got hit. Like, he was on a motorcycle accident, something. He got fucked up. I don't know. So all the doctors are in the emergency room. They scrambling. We need to do this. CCs. And I'm saying, putting the little gas thing, you know, the little thing they put on your face, the breathing machine, IVs. They doing all that shit trying to save the boy life. Lynn is all mopey and just popped a perk. You know what I'm saying? She lackadaisical. People life on the line, bitch. Hurry up. So she get there, overrule everybody like, no, don't do that. Let's do this. And she do her thing. Save the kid fast. They look at her like, damn, she is a good motherfucker, but we don't like her really. So then her little superior approach her like, listen, we see what the fuck you just did. All that bullshit you been doing upstairs playing around, you supposed to be the first one down here saving this kid life. I'm glad you did your job, and that's why you here, because you so damn great. But if you need some time off, get the fuck on out of here. We don't need none of this bullshit. We don't got a second to spare. Lynn look at her like, fuck you, bitch. I'm the best you got. Dr. Gordon ain't here no more. Fuck y'all. I'll do what I want. She was privileged. She walked back up to the dressing room, chilling, still depressed. I don't know what for really, but go along with it. She finna pop another perk. The door like jammed. So now I'm like, yay, here we go. It's time. We know what's gonna happen. Ain't no surprises at this point. I mean, it still spins and twists and shockers, but I'm 3 movies in. I'm a fanatic of the franchise at this point. This 3 or 4 years of knowing Jigsaw in the movies. So I know kind of what to expect and what I'm going into, but at the same time, they still can trick me. It's Saw. So when you hear the door triangle, you know, okay, this somebody finna come get this bitch. She's the main subject of it. So bam, that happens. She tried to get herself out and she locked in. Bam. The Jigsaw pig face mask came in and snatched her right up. And I'm starting to think in my mind, Jigsaw and Amanda getting arrogant as a motherfucker. They used to go after low-level criminals or low-level hobos who nobody potentially miss on the street, late night, strippers. Now they so motherfucking arrogant and bold, they going to motherfucking hospitals and kidnapping motherfuckers. I don't care, they really probably would have got caught, but it's a movie, get past that. Now the game start. They taking Lynn to the lair of Jigsaw. Now this is really what I said earlier when I started the review off. This is really 6 months past from Saw 2 to 3. From when he was in the car laughing at Matthews. You know what I'm saying? This is 6 months later. And then speaking of Detective Matthews, they start the movie off before I get to Troy's trap in the classroom with the bars all over his mouth. Matthews want to cut his leg off, but he can't do it. So he get the toilet lid that Adam used to kill Zepp with. He banged his ankle out to, you know what I'm saying, break it and slip himself out the trap. The shackle trap that Dr. Gordon cut his leg off. I'm like, that was kind of smart. He got to pop that motherfucker quick. That might be that's the last time you see him. He don't appear in the movie no more until Saw 4. Back to the basics. Now Lynn is captured by Jigsaw. So it's like, you know that little spooky music they be having? Creepy as hell. So then we kind of leaking like, damn, I know Jigsaw sick as hell, but who is this? We know it's Amanda, but we ain't 100% sure because she cloaked in Jigsaw's his little robe, his black robe with the red trim. She uncovered herself all dramatic. Like, we knew it was you anyway. So then she get the wheelchairing Lynn to cause she a doctor. She get the wheelchairing her up to John. So then she's screaming like, what is this? What is this? What's going on? Ah, da, da, da. You know, she confused normal person. So then Jigsaw comes up to her and he land in the hospital bed looking fucking dead. He really, to be honest, now on this, he on his deathbed, literally and figuratively. Spoilers for Saw 3, by the way. Like and subscribe. ZZ the King. I always forget that. I got to get better at my, accommodations and promotion. Back to the basics. So she kind of confused, yelling like, what's going on? So then John Jigsaw started talking to her like, yeah, look at my file. Tell me what you think about this. How long I got to live? She like, you got an operable brain tumor. Not long. What the fuck? He like, I remember you. You said it just like that when I was in the hospital seeing Dr. Gordon. Y'all just was so clinically cold in the way of y'all telling a man he finna die. Just no compassion. But anyways, I want to play a game with your ass. The rules is simple. Can you keep a life alive? And basically the game is his brain tumor is starting to get so fucked up, and he the known Jigsaw killer. He can't go to the hospital or he's gonna get arrested. Her job is basically not to save his life. He accepting death. But it's another test subject, which is Jeff. She gotta save his life long enough for these trials of Jeff to happen. She don't know Jeff in the test. She don't know who this person is. All she sees is the timer. She got to keep him alive until the timer leaves. And as all this happening and Jigsaw explaining this to her, Amanda got this shotgun collar. It's a collar they made with shotguns all through it, all around her neck. And she clicking a trigger for all of them as John explaining the game. And the thing about the shotgun trigger is if he die, she died. They lives end simultaneously because the shotgun trigger is connected to his heart rate monitor. So when he flatline, the trigger blows up unless she complete her test and they remove it safely. Or if she try to say, fuck this, I'ma escape. He can't chase me. If I knock Amanda out, I can escape. Then she leave out the perimeter, it blows up automatically. So she fucked. Anyways, he telling her, you know what I'm saying, we ain't gotta, you know what I'm saying, jam or nothing like that. Just keep me alive to keep yourself alive to get through these tests. Bam. Then we go to Jeff. Jeff locked up in some kind of like box, ajar from the ground, like 6 feet in the air over a forklift. And he banging, trying to get out, don't understand what's happening. A normal test subject, confused upon waking up to the situation. So Jeff wakes up, he gets the tape. Jigsaw talking to him like, yeah, Jeff, I want to play a game. For the last few years of your son's death, you've been a shell of yourself, an angry maniac, crazy kind of motherfucker. So today, I'm going to give you everything you want. Everybody who you've been wishing death upon, you finna come and face with them. And by the end of your trials, if you do them right, you will come face to face with the man you've been dreading as a pariah in your mind. And that's the man that killed your son. Get through these tests, get through these trials, and then you will get the ultimate revenge. Let the games begin. Every time Jigsaw give you a test, you kind of don't know what the fuck he talking about. You just got to pay attention as much as you can and do as much as what he said as possible. So I ain't finna get through every test subject. I'm just going to blast through some of them because some of them really ain't matter until you get to the last one. The first test subject he goes through is a potential eyewitness to the killer of his son in a drunk driving, because Jeff is also so mad about the drunk driver. Not only he lost his son, but the drunk driver only got 6 fucking months for this. I'd have been pissed too. Like, if you killed my son in a drunk driving accident, if you got 30 years, I'm still gonna be pissed. Because the 30 years ain't bringing my boy back, but at least you got 30. But if you got 6 months, I'm hunting your motherfucking ass down and taking your life. Period. So I feel how Jeff feel. I got 3 sons. No doubt. Your life in the end if you take one of their lives, accident or on purpose. Back to the movie. So the eyewitness didn't want to testify in the trial, which I guess helped him get the 6 months. No eyewitnesses of what happened, even though his blood alcohol was clearly above the limit. Anyways, so they got her bent. They got her in a freezer locket, fucking ass naked, nude, in a cold ass room. And every few minutes, the room sprays like cold ass shower water on her to basically freeze her to death. It's a key inside of a long extended bar where he got to reach his hand through to get the key to unlock her. Jeff, this is the problem with Jeff that people hate. He take too fucking long with his revenge quotes and babble before he want to help a motherfucker. Like, he like, bitch, you could have been at the trial, woo woo. He always, because everybody he finna face is motherfuckers who had something to do with the trial or the potential motherfucker who did the killing, the drunk driver. So he's revengeful and no remorse for these people. The bitch like, I'm freezing. I'm a human just like your son was. He like, I don't give a fuck, bitch. You should have came to the trial and helped me. He then, after they finna damn near on a last lifeline, he want to help him. So he finally retrieved the key, cut a piece of his skin off because it's frozen, frostbitten pipes. That shit looked kind of vicious. But anyways, he get the key, he turned back to unlock her. This bitch froze solid. Bam, one bites the dust. Every time a death happened, he get out the room because he really ain't facing no real danger throughout every test he involved in. So Amanda like he out the first one. Now Jigsaw like, it's time, you know what I'm saying, to start the procedure. His brain tumor. So she ain't got the kind of tools she need to do it. So she get like a bone saw, you know what I'm saying, a drill. She using, you know what I'm saying, handyman tools to give him this brain procedure. It looked realistic. It looked gory. He throw up. It got some flashback scenes of him living out his life, viewing his wife. This is the first time we see the bitch Jill Tuck, who I hate. He having flashes of her in his mind, and it's just like, okay, whatever, woo-woo. It's kind of touching to see how he really kind of had a heart in a woman before he went batshit crazy and the chemotherapy took over his mind. Back to Jeff. The second test is the judge. The judge is basically here because he gave the drunk driver 6 months. So he in a container chained down, and it's a vat of fucking rotted pigs gonna keep coming through, and when they reach the vat pit he in, they get slaughtered through all they blood, guts, everything, and they gonna keep coming in every few minutes until they drown his ass in blood, pig blood, guts and stuff. All Jeff got to do in this test is no harm again. All the heirlooms from his son, his teddy bears, his tricycle, his little toy keys, all his little childhood birthday, Christmas gifts, he got to burn up to retrieve the key. Again, he going in on the judge. You gave a motherfucker 6 months. They give people more time for parking tickets. Yelling, cussing, to the point where dude almost drowned. He finally pulled a latch, burned the little heirlooms from his son, get the key, help him. The judge telling him immediately, like, look, no matter what I just said 5 minutes ago, no matter how much time I would have gave him, it wasn't going to heal your pain or bring your son back. You got to deal with it as best as you can. It's real facts, but if that's your son, you ain't trying to hear none of that shit. I don't care if it's 1 year or 6 years later. I don't know how long it take you to get over a mother or a father or a child's death. But I know, damn it, I don't want to hear it from you. Like, I'm not the motherfucker who really hate Jeff like a lot of Saw fans. He's so slow. He's so revengeful. Like, no. Them people probably don't got sons or kids. You might not never get over your child death. So I really wasn't against Jeff like that. It's just sometimes use your fucking mind, Jeff. Back to Jigsaw and Lynn. Amanda is basically in control of everything. Like, she got the gun, she cutting her. So they showing flashbacks. This is what I said the retcon start. They showing flashbacks of she actually helped with the Saw 1 games with Dr. Gordon and Adam. She helped with that, set them games up, set them traps up. We know she is part of the Saw 2 gas house, so they starting to show Shawnee Smith, aka Amanda's backstory. She in control of shit. But she also a little bit brutal. Like I said in my analyzation of Jigsaw, in-depth analysis. Go check that out. All his apprentices are efficient, but they take his philosophies and remix them somewhat. So you see she a little more aggressive. Like, she's slapping Lynn, dandling her around. She pulling her by the hair. You finna do this. Like, Jigsaw wants you motherfuckers to die, but he finessing you to make you feel friendly. She just the bad cop. Like, she gorilla with Lynn. So Jigsaw like, Amanda, get out of here. We good. We don't need you right now. Like, this all his psychology, and I'm gonna get to the reason he doing this now. I mean, later. So now we go to the third test of Jeff, and this is the guy who actually killed his son, the drunk driver, Timothy. A normal man, mother and father, just like you. He got him in what he called his favorite trap, the rack. He in like a angel wing style, arms out, legs out. And his contraption is gonna twist his arms, legs, break his bones until they snap. And then once it do the arms and legs, it starts twisting his head to break his neck, turn it completely over. He tell Jeff on the test, will you take a bullet for the man who killed your child? Because the key to stop the mechanism from running is in a box, a long glass box with a shotgun trigger. So when you pull at the key, I don't care how slightly you pull it, once you retrieve the key, the shotgun going off. The motherfucking Lord Judge is in the way of the shotgun when Jeff finally retrieved it. Blow his head off. He dead. All he had to do is get out the fucking way and he had been good. Jeff get the key, but like I said, he still was yelling and arguing and bitching at the dude, Timothy, before he helped him. So anyways, his legs, arms, back, bones, head get twisted all the way around. He dead. Now we get into the final test. Amanda come in like he completed his third test. I think he's trying to save her. Not Dr. Gordon. Jigsaw is basically like, congratulations, Lynn, you passed your test. Unlock her collar, let her go. Amanda get to bitching like, nah, fuck that. Pull the heat out. She don't deserve to go. I don't like her. I don't care about her. I want her to die. Jigsaw like, listen, Amanda, it's 4 lives at stake here. If you win, we all win. If you fail, we all fail. And plus, she the key to your life. You don't want to do this. Amanda know Jigsaw. It's like a father to her now, so she get it. She like, what the fuck you mean? You put this bitch in control of me? She in control of my life? Fuck that. Because during her flashbacks and stuff and going around the building making sure it happened, she picked up a letter, a mysterious letter we don't find out till another movie what to say. So it started creeping up. Jeff been getting clues throughout every test he passed. A picture, a note, a bullet, a gun. He finally get his final clue was a key. So as Jeff entering the room, Amanda shoot Lynn. Bow! She fall over. Jeff comes in and grab her before she hit the ground. Jeff catches her, shoots Amanda. Bow! In the neck. Then you start hearing the music. Smoke break. Jigsaw like, I was testing you, Amanda. And then they show the flashback when he say, can you keep somebody alive? Can you honor the life of another person? He was talking to Lynn and Amanda. Because like I said earlier, I didn't want to spoil it. Amanda like, Jigsaw finna fucking die. I'm finna take over this shit and do what the fuck I want. She killed Allison Carey. I didn't bring that up because I brought that up in another review. The Angel Wing Trap. She killing test subjects. Allison Carey, Troy, Matthews didn't have a test. She just locked him in the bathroom and said, you game over. Like, she ain't giving her test subjects a chance to live. Jigsaw like, these ain't test subjects. These fucking victims. And my last chance of giving you one chance to survive, I set this game up. I kept Lynn and Jeff marriage away from you, which is impossible. How you keep that away from them? If you enter the house, you're going to see that they married when they had a child, whatever. He like, I did all this to make you make the choice, and this is what the fuck you did. Now, game over. She bleeding out, she died. Jeff talking to Lynn Dillon, which was a twist, because we didn't know that or see that coming. Now he stand up, point the heat at Jigsaw. Like, Jeff, you ain't learned shit all night, have you? Jeff started laughing, pulled the trigger, because he know, you can't kill me, ain't no bullets. Even though he could just beat the hell out you to death. He like, Jeff, your wife just shot in the damn neck. I can have the police here in 4 minutes. Paramedics. They want me anyway. One more test. He like, damn, man, I just went through 3. He's like, but I'm your final test. What, you want to do it or you want to just sit here and die? He like, for real, fuck it. What's the final test? He said, over there, all them tools your wife just did to patch my damn brain tumor up is knives, jigsaw puzzles, is scalpels, all tool instruments to kill me. You can forgive me. I can call the cops and the ambulance and let y'all go in 4 minutes, or you can take your anger out for the pain I caused you and your wife tonight. Live or die. Make your choice. So Lynn know if he die, it's connected to her heart rate monitor. Plus, she need him to have a way to get the shotgun collar off safely. Jeff don't give a fuck about none of that. He looking around. He picked the circular saw up. You thinking that's ironic? He throw it down. The buzz saw, I mean. So then he picked the circular saw up. You start hearing it rev. Glenn like, Jeff. He like, I forgive you. But he slices Jigsaw's neck with the circular saw. I was pissed, to be honest, because I'm like, what the fuck? This ain't Freddy where he gonna always come back, or Michael Myers somehow gonna come back, or any horror icon. They ain't human. How the fuck you gonna do another movie without him? Even though I also felt they could wrap this shit up like this. 3 straight classics, I'm good. I'm full. I'm glad they didn't, because they had flashback within flashback to bring Jigsaw back. But as he dying, he hit the button. Dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun, 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 dun-dun-dun. He like, Jeff, I made this tape as an insurance policy, if you will. And if you listening to it, you failed. I was the final test, not them 3 little lollygag tests I gave you earlier. I was the final test for forgiveness and rage. And as you can see, you still got envy and rage in your heart, and you failed. And I told you earlier you couldn't kill me, but I didn't tell you why. Here's the reason why. I am the person solely responsible for the loss of your child. You forgot you had a daughter? I know where she at. She's locked up in a room. Limited supply of air. To get her back, you must play a game. Game over. Then the tape drop. Everything flatline. Lynn Dillon, shotgun collar blow up, and then it's the little flashback strobe of 1, 2, and 3 movies, all the test subjects, all the iconic moments, and then it ends with Jeff. No! No! I swear to God, when this ended, I stood up and started a standing ovation on my kid's grave. I'm not making this up. I was so floored. I thought we'd never see Jigsaw again. I stood up and started clapping. I swear to God, it was about 30 people in there. I'm going to say half of them people stood up with me and started clapping as we exit the movie. This shit right here took the cake for me, and I was like, thank you. Saw 3, Jigsaw, and I'm out. Like and subscribe. ZZ the King. Peace.